future. Dawn Carr is an international psychic who has seen a 70% jump in business in the past year. On set with us here is world-famous mentalist, the Amazing Kreskin.
Nice to see you. Good to see you.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I sense a wrist sprain.
You know, I got to.
What's coming up this year?
I got to tell you something. First of all, I never consider myself a psychic. I'm a thought reader. I spend my life, as people have seen me on television, reading the thoughts of people in the audience and on the stage, what have you. But I travel a great deal. As of 3 months ago, I've now flown 3 million miles. 3 million. Which is more than almost any pilot. I'm always on the road. And a lot of the people in the industry have said, listen, you're around people all the time. You get some indication of what's going on or the mood and the tradition of people. So I'm not an authority on economics. I do think if the bailout continues, that this recession will last about 4.5 years, easily 4.5 years. And I think that something's going to happen in our society, and this is a side that nobody talks about on the air. We always talk about the money, the fact that our government has cheated us by putting us in the wrong direction. My advice is to throw all the government out, all the members of the government. It's an obscenity that we have mainly attorneys, because if you study the heroes in my life, like Ben Franklin, what have you, they meant the people who are going to be in government were clerks, farmers, people who have been successful in their way of life, never get a penny, and go back into private life. And some of the reporters have said to me, there's lengthy stories have been done on my feelings lately. They said, well, Kreskin, if you get rid of all of these people and you put people from everyday life, how can they handle this? Could they do any more harm than our politicians? There's no statesman now. Could they do any more harm than they've done to us now? I think a few things.
Well, let's get to Dawn as well. Kreskin, sit tight for one second.
Yes,
we got Dawn Carr from Massachusetts. Dawn, when people come to you for consultation, what do they want to know, and what are you seeing and saying to them?
Well, they want to know about their career and about the economy and finances. I mean, people are still asking the same questions they've always asked. There's just more people asking those questions. So, I mean, they ask questions that are pertinent to their situation and their career, their job, their outlook. And, I mean, I got to say, I mean, maybe 50% of the people that I read for are having issues with finances and the economy. The other half are doing quite well. I feel it depends on which sector you're in the economy, you know.
Well, do you have any macro predictions for us, Dawn? I mean, what do you think is going to happen in 2009?
Well, I'm with Kreskin on a lot of this stuff. I mean, I feel like it's going to be at least 3 years before the economy does turn around. So. Yeah, and there are going to be people who go back to basics with certain things. I feel like with gas and oil, I feel like it's going to mimic 2008 quite a bit. I don't feel like it's going to go as high as it did this year, but I feel like it mimics it pretty much.
You know, Dawn.
Also,
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Finish your thought, and then we'll get Kreskin in.
I'm sorry, Dawn. I'm sorry.
Well, there's going to be a lot of positive things during the course of the year where, like tax time, people get their tax return back and they get the economic stimulus package, and that's going to make people happy, and you're going to see the economy go up a little, but then it's going to go down again, just like it did at the end of the year, like this year. So I feel like it fluctuates off and on, with the highs being in the spring and then the lows coming after summer and then into the winter.
You know, I think, let's get specific. Some interesting things are going to change. For example, as the airline industry, and I've spent a tremendous amount of time with changes, and they unfortunately have had great difficulty, we're going to see in maybe 2 years the beginning of something that we can borrow from Europe, and that is the use of the train. Now, the airline industry and our government managed to put them out of business for passengers in the 50s. That was a deliberate plan.
Well, the auto industry, you're talking about General Motors back in the 30s buying up light rail cars in Los Angeles. Case that went before the Supreme Court, by the way.
But at the same time,
speaking of lawyers,
let's talk about the trains. Let's talk about the trains. It's a less expensive way to...
Automakers, Dawn.
Well, I feel like there's going to be a lot more layoffs. There's going to, I feel like some of the upper echelon with GM and stuff are going to find themselves out of a job. And there might be some government takeovers with the auto industry as well.
I think you might be right on that as well. And I am not a mentalist. Dawn, thank you very much for joining us. Kreskin,
you're welcome. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year. We hope. Happy New Year. Is it going to be a happy year, Kreskin?
It's going to be a good year.